Welcome again to session 4 of Unit 4. We are still looking at divorce, family problems, and marriage. Here we want to look at remarriage. It is assumed that after divorce, some of the couples might decide to enter into another marriage. And so we want to look at remarriage. And session 4 talks about the impact of divorce on children. So we want to look at the impact that divorce has on children. After going through session 4, it is expected that we are able to describe the impact of divorce on children. Explain the statement, children becomes pawns. A significant question that parents face when considering divorce is what impact divorce will have on their children. From the previous session, we said that even though so many people, including relatives, other family members, might experience the effects of divorce, when it comes to children, they are the very people that experience divorce more. In many children custody cases, children often become the pawns of divorcing parents who want to get back at each other, thus forcing the court to enter and decide what it is the children's best interest. So here we are looking at the children. When anytime there is divorce, then we are looking at the interest of the children. And here we want to find out what will benefit the children. So in some jurisdictions, we look at the occupation of both partners. We look at the age of both, and then we look at who should have custody of the children. So the children becomes the pawn of divorcing parents, and then we look at the interest of the children to decide who takes custody of the children. A lot of research have gone on, and findings indicate that divorce has a long-term impact on children. Even 5 years after divorce, research has indicated that about 1/3 of children show signs of moderate to severe depression. And even after 10 years, some also have problems of love relationship. So even people that they come into contact with, sometimes it's difficult for them to love them. Now let us continue to look at the effects on the children, another effect that we want to consider. Many children from divorced homes may experience unhappiness, and yet they are unable to go on with their daily lives. So when there is divorce and both partners are no longer together, children sometimes becomes unhappy. Why are they divorced? Why are they not together? The very family that they used to enjoy, both mother and father, now this is the time that everybody lives apart, and sometimes children are found living with one parent, and it has a lot of effects on them, which leads to unhappiness. Apart from this, we are seeing that children also sometimes, another effect that we can talk about on the children has to do with even how they are able to cope with other step-parent that comes their way. Sometimes it has effect on their education, because if the two people are coming together to take care of these children, in a situation where there is divorce and one person takes custody and there is not enough, there is an adage that two is always better than one. So all the burden is on one, and sometimes it becomes challenging. Sometimes children would have to change schools because the other partner is not in the position to pay for school fees. Feeding and other issues all come on board. Another effect on the children has to do with sometimes when they are grown up, it has a lot of effect on them that they are so even careful in choosing life partners because of fear that they might also end up in divorce as their parents did. Sometimes some even vow not to get married because of their experiences with divorce. Now we want to look at the effects on the divorced people. So the partners who are divorced, what are the effects? The consequences of divorce are felt by the two parties, I must say. When a home is broken, there are, of course, the emotional effects of stress, anger, and then strain on the broken life. And so both partners will have to experience stress, anger, and strain. Sometimes they have to go through a lot of depressive moments because of the impact that divorce is having on them. If you think about the loneliness they are experiencing, sometimes people that they share their dreams with are no longer there for them to share their dreams, and it compounds, and then it has a lot of emotional effects on the individuals. After divorce, parents who have custody of children may need to ask the children to take on more responsibility around the home. Without a partner to share the task, the parent needs help. And so we are saying that sometimes responsibilities become so intense on one partner because the other one is not there. It gets to a time that children would even have to come in to support. So sometimes we see even children engaging in other forms of labor in order to help the other partner take care of their family. I must say that divorce is a crisis in the lives of most children who experience it. And in addition to sadness and regret that these children go through, many children experience anger at their parents and at themselves. Divorce has a broad and long-term negative impact on most aspects of the well-being of all individuals attached to the couple. So the extended family, other people around, sometimes there are a lot of relationship issues because they are divorced. So we are saying that divorce has an impact, very negative impact on children as well as the couples involved. Thank you.